2 words, sticky buns. Actually 3 words, easy sticky buns. These are a semi-homemade hack with Pillsbury dough. You're not gonna wanna miss it. Hey everyone, it's Dorothy with crazyforcrust.com and welcome back to my kitchen. We are again using some Pillsbury cinnamon rolls to make an epic new recipe, sticky buns. These are gooey and nutty and so good. For more delicious desserts and easy recipes, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Now let's get in the kitchen.
We're going to start off with 2 cans of cinnamon rolls. These are Pillsbury cinnamon rolls. I'm going to unroll all of them, take them out, separate them, and reserve that icing that's in the bottom. You can use any brand that you want, but I love Pillsbury. This is just the one that has the 8 rolls in it, not the grands, but you can use those too. And then set those aside and melt a half of a cup of unsalted or salted butter in a small saucepan over medium heat. And you just want to melt that butter all the way. I love using unsalted butter, but again, you could use salted. Once the butter is melted, you're going to add a cup of packed brown sugar. Always pack your brown sugar when you're measuring it, and a 1/4 cup of corn syrup. You can also substitute dark corn syrup or honey if needed, and then just stir that together. You're going to stir that brown sugar into that melted butter. And you're just gonna keep stirring until it comes to a boil. This is gonna take a couple of minutes for it to come to a boil. The butter will look like it's separated from the brown sugar. That's totally normal until it all melts together. Once it starts to bubble and boil, you just wanna keep stirring. And then once it starts to go to a rolling boil, you're gonna let it boil for 1 minute. Make sure you time that. You don't want it to go too long or your caramel will harden too much. So once it boils, again, just boil it for 1 minute. Once it's been a minute, then you're going to remove that and you're going to take a round or square 9-inch pan, spray it well with nonstick cooking spray so that the rolls don't stick, and you're going to pour that caramel mixture into the bottom of the pan. Just pour it all in there. Make sure to get all of it out of that pot. You're going to want to soak that pot before you wash it, or it's going to be hard to get all that dried caramel out. And then just add some chopped pecans. I'm using 1.5 cups of coarsely chopped pecans. You could toast these if you want before you add them into this pan. Either way, or you could also use walnuts. And then you're going to place your rolls in the pan. Now, you're going to have to squish them to get all of them to fit. Again, you have 2 cans of 8 rolls, cinnamon rolls. So you're gonna have 16 rolls you're trying to get in here. So you're just gonna have to push them and squish them until they all fit. I'm able to get 15 of the 16 rolls in here. That extra one you can just bake for funsies. Otherwise, just squish and press until you get all of them into the pan. Different round versus square pans will fit a different amount of them. And once that is completed and you have all of them in there, then you're going to bake this at 375 for about 20 to 30 minutes until it's puffed and those cinnamon rolls are browned and you know that they're cooked through. You can kind of touch the center to make sure that they're not gooey. Immediately, you're going to want to place a plate over the top and be careful you don't burn yourself, and invert the pan because we want to take these out of the pan before they cool. Otherwise, that caramel will harden them to the pan. Then tap the pan a little bit and then just carefully remove it. And you have these perfect cinnamon rolls. You're going to add the cinnamon roll icing now. I love adding the icing on top that came with the rolls.
I love this recipe. You can see when you flip it over how gooey these are, and the caramel gets kind of like chewy, and those pecans on top are nice and crunchy. I love how easy it is. This is just one of those great classic Christmas morning or any morning or brunch recipes that is great because it's so simple. Anyone can make this, I promise. Leave me a comment and let me know what other easy recipes you want to see, and keep watching for even more breakfasts.